This is a brilliant game between Magnus Carlsen and Richard Rapport. Magnus has only 14 seconds left. Now Richard tries to draw the game, but Magnus has no such intention. He sacrifices his queen. Richard take with rook. Magnus wants to promote his d4 pawn. In this game, both players are playing their best moves. In this game, Magnus is playing the best moves. Magnus has a passed pawn. This is a very interesting match. Yeah, Magnus is a GOAT player. He must have sacrificed after careful thought. Yes, Richard Rapport is also Hungary's top player. This position looks equal. Richard Rapport blundered by moving his queen to g6. Now Magnus can promote his pawn to queen. Magnus sacrificed his bishop and rook and played a 3. Richard is in trouble. Richard took the rook. Magnus pushed the pawn to a 2. Then Magnus promoted the pawn to queen. Now he is up a piece. Now Richard wants to promote his pawn. Magnus is trying to capture the pawn, but Rapport pushed his pawn so that he could promote to a queen on the next move. Magnus exchanged the queens. But Magnus is Magnus, he didn't fall into this trap. Richard has a passed pawn, but Magnus can also push his b5 pawn. Richard tries to protect the pawn. Magnus played knight to e6. Richard pushed the pawn. Magnus delivered a fork and captured the pawn. Now the position doesn't look very good for Richard because he exchanged his g6 pawn instead of Magnus' e4 pawn. Richard captured Magnus's e4 pawn. Magnus placed his bishop on h8. Magnus is now bringing his knight closer to the pawn as well. Richard made a simple pawn push. Magnus has secured the b2 square. Magnus is now bringing his king closer to the pawn as well. Richard sacrificed his bishop. Richard won't resign so quickly. He will try his best to force a stalemate. Magnus's king captured the pawn. Magnus Carlsen has proven why he is called the master of the endgame.